Okay, so let's look at negative feedback amplifier. We have seen why we require negative feedbacks and why we require feedbacks, because we had to increase the input resistance and decrease the output impedance. These all parameters we have seen in the last video, the motivation behind why we need feedback amplifiers. So that will the overcomes which we had seen in the last video in the amplifiers, which will be removed by the feedback amplifiers, more specifically negative feedback amplifiers. We will see what is the benefit of having negative feedback, but later. First we will see how the block diagram works. What is the block diagram of negative feedback amplifier? So this is how it will look like. You will see a source, a mixing network, a sampling network, basic amplifier will be there, and there will be a feedback network. Okay, and this is load. So this is how the means top view of the negative feedback amplifiers. So we have seen this part till now. Okay, basic amplifier, common collector, common emitter, common base, these all are basic amplifiers for us. Mostly we will be using common emitter only. Okay, so we will see what are these other blocks. So here you can see the transfer function you can calculate. X0 by Xi is A, which is gain, and beta, which is called as feedback factor, is Xf divided by X0. It is not X0 divided by Xf, it is Xf divided by X0. Okay, so this is what we will be calculating most of the time. So first you can see the source, this block. The source is containing a voltage source and with a resistance, or a current source with a resistance in parallel. Okay, any of these two combination will be there in place of source. Okay, which we are already aware of. Now there is a mixing network. Mixing network actually is a network combines the signal from the source and feedback network. Okay, so here you will see, here this is the feedback network signal, which is Xf, and input signal, which is Xx. The mixing network will mix these two signals somehow. Okay, so that is the mixing network. How it will mix, we will see here. Negative feedback amplifier, the mixer is differential network, means it will provide the difference of the two input signals, that is Xs minus Xf, that will be Xi. Xi is, if you will see here, this is Xi. Okay, here you can see. So it is just a subtractor differential circuit which provides a difference of the two input signal. Okay, depending upon the mixing of signal, the mixing network classifies into two types: shunt mixing and series mixing. Okay, so why it is called shunt and series, you can see here. The way it connects, the feedback signal is connected to the source, defines whether it is a series mixing or whether it is a shunt mixing. So here you can see it is a series mixing. Okay, this is how it will look like, and the dotted box, you can see how it is connected. Okay, similarly here if you will see, we mix current signals in parallel, that will called as shunt mixing. Okay, so here you can see the two branches are in parallel. So this is what parallel mixing is looks like. So you will see these when you will have a full-blown feedback circuit. Then you will see the elements will be either connecting in series, means voltage signal in series, or it will be connected in parallel, or you can say current signals are in parallel. Okay, and the effect of these mixings are: series mixing will provide more input resistance, whereas shunt mixing provides less input impedance. Okay, so that's the effect. of mixing. Now let's go to basic amplifier, so which we have seen till now. Depending upon input and output of the basic amplifier, they are classified as voltage amplifier, V0 by Vi, current amplifier, I0 by Ii, resistance amplifier, V0 by Vi, V0 by Ii, and transconductance amplifier, I0 by Vi. Okay, so this is a top level you can think of. In these four ways we will be defining basic amplifiers. Either we will be taking voltage ratios, current ratios, voltage to current ratios, or current to voltage ratios. Okay, that is the top overview of basic amplifier. We will be seeing that. Then comes the sampling network. Okay, sampling network is where it is. So here you can see sampling network is in outside. Okay, in the side of load. Here this is the sampling network. So this will also provide the similar kind of functionality. Here you can see. So if you read it, this connects the output of the basic amplifier to the input of feedback network. Okay, depending upon the output of basic amplifier, the sampling network classifies into voltage sampling and current sampling. There can be two types of sampling, and this is how it will look like. Voltage sampling, this is how the voltage is being sampled. You can see here. Okay, from the basic amplifier's output and giving it to the feedback network. The effect of this will be the output impedance will decrease. Similarly, we have current sampling. Current sampling will be having this kind of arrangement. So you can see here, current is being transferred to feedback network, or current or series sampling. Here the output impedance will increase. Okay, if you will see properly, we had in series mixing, what we had this kind of arrangement was series mixing, and this kind of figure was shunt mixing. But here you can see this is current and this is voltage. Okay, there it was, this was voltage and this was current in the series section. So it's a bit confusing, you have to remember this. Okay, then comes the feedback network. Feedback network is a part of basic amplifier output, is a part where basic amplifier output is given as input to the basic amplifier through feedback network. Okay, this network reduces the signal strength. This network is also called as attenuator network. Okay, so it reduces the signal strength and provides attenuation to the signal. So beta, which is the transfer function of feedback network, will be called as xf divided by x0, where xf will be less than x0, hence beta will be less than 1. So beta will have value between 0 and 1. Okay, beta is so called as feedback factor, ratio at feedback factor, or ratio attenuator factor, or it is called as retransmission factor ratio. Okay, so this is how we define. Depending upon sampling and mixing network, the negative feedback amplifier is classified as 4 types: voltage series, or it is also called as shunt series negative feedback amplifier, where input impedance is low, output impedance is high, output impedance is low, input impedance is high, which is most preferable case. Okay, because we want to decrease the output impedance and we want to increase the input impedance, so that is perfect for us, this configuration. Then there are other configuration as well: voltage shunt or shunt. Okay, then we have negative the properties of this voltage shunt is R0 will decrease, will have less value, and Ri will also be having less values, which we don't want. Current series, there is one which is series. they are different names of it. Okay, negative feedback amplifier, where R0 will be increased but Ri will also be increased. So Ri we want, but R0 we don't want to increase. And there is fourth, current shunt or series shunt negative feedback amplifier, which will provide more R0 and Ri will be less. Okay, which we don't want. So in these three configuration, something is we don't want. Either we don't want Ri to decrease, or either we don't want R0 to increase, or we don't want Ri to decrease and R0 to increase at together. So that's the reason the most preferable case is voltage series or shunt series negative feedback amplifier. Okay, so we will be mostly dealing with this guy, but still we will see some examples related to other feedbacks as well. Okay, so yeah, this is the top view of the block diagram of negative feedback amplifier. Okay.